Okay, looks like we are officially recording. Hi, Roz. Where
Hi,
are
Stacey.
you?
At the moment, I'm in New Haven in Connecticut, also known as Yale, and I was here for TEDx Yale last Saturday, where I was speaking at the conference. And I'm just here for a few days until I head up to Syracuse, where I'm giving a lecture at the university on Wednesday. So I'm just here in the States for a week on a whistle-stop speaking tour.
Well, before I get on to your upcoming travels, you mentioned Yale.
Yeah,
You have just completed, you're done with your schooling, right?
finally, at the age of 45, I'm done with my schooling. Yes, yes, I was
How was
here.
your experience there?
I was here for one semester in the second half of last year as a Yale World Fellow, and this is a fantastic program. There were 16 of us World Fellows from 13 different countries, and it was an amazing opportunity for a real crash course in global affairs, and it opened me up to so many new ideas. It was a really wonderful, condensed liberal arts education.
Was it everything you expected?
It was. I came here with high expectations and it amply lived up to those expectations. I think it's partly because I put a lot in. I was due originally, or I should say at one point, to be rowing across the North Atlantic last year, but we had to cancel our row due to too many icebergs coming down from the Arctic. And because the goal of the row was to arrive in London before the Olympics, we couldn't wait for the ice to thaw. So that row ended up being cancelled. But the upside of that was that it gave me an opportunity to chill out over the summer and to really prepare for this time at Yale and think about what did I want to get out of it. My goal really was, as I was transitioning out of the ocean rowing, what did I want to do next? What was my new mission going to be? And because I had that chance to kind of be asking these questions, when I came here, I sort of knew roughly where to look for the clues. And it was a bit like a quest, like I don't know, one of these games where you go and collect your holy grail and your sword and your spells, and you kind of throw it all into the cauldron and wait to see what emerges.
Well, I
And
mean, and at the other end, I mean, what did you learn about yourself, and also what is it that you're going to take from that experience and now apply to your future plans? Because I know you have probably a lot of ideas and plans in your mind right now. But what do
always.
you think it's the takeaway for you, and how you're going to apply it to your projects in the future?
Well, something that has become a source of great fascination to me is how we can get people to act in a more environmentally responsible manner without it feeling like a sacrifice. And where I'm coming at this from is that in my life, I used to have this materialistic lifestyle where I did this job in London to earn the money, basically to do a job I didn't like to buy stuff I didn't need.
Right.
And when I kind of switched my mental frame on that and decided that there were more important things in life than the money and the big house and all the trappings, it gave me so much more freedom to explore other ideas in life, things that have actually made me feel much happier and much more fulfilled.
Oh.
So for me, that's been, the adventures on the ocean, but it's also been traveling around the world, meeting lots of people, discussing ideas, having a sense of purpose and passion in my life. And so I've been trying to think about how to sort of express this idea to other people so that in one stroke we could decrease our dependence on consumerism and actually be happier, more fulfilled people at the same time.
So do you
So
feel, yeah, do you feel optimistic that that is a possibility? Because I imagine whenever you're dealing
I
with having
do
to rely on
actually.
people, yeah. I think we got a little delay, so sorry. But yeah, do you feel that, are you remaining optimistic that a lot of this can be implemented?
Um, I definitely am optimistic. There is already a lot of really good work going on in this area. After I'd already sort of homed in on this concept, I found out that last year the United Nations launched a new working party to take Bhutan's concept of gross national happiness, this little kingdom in the Himalayas, where for them their most their highest priority is the real well-being of their people. To take that concept of gross national happiness and to roll out this idea across the world as a new way of measuring success. So a lot of people are on this already. There's a growing body of literature on it. There are organisations. I was just having a meeting with someone earlier today about the work that the Dalai Lama Centre is doing in this area. So I think the time could be right for this. I think there's maybe a growing disillusionment with the ability of stuff to give us real meaning and happiness in our lives. And if we can just manage to separate those two ideas, saying you can have stuff and you can be happy and you can have both, but the two aren't necessarily linked.
Well, and it's funny that you
cause the other.
Well, you mentioned that too, and as I mentioned before we started recording, is that I'm in the process of moving, so you realize just how much stuff you accumulate that you don't really need. So I think everything seems about simplifying and reaching towards a goal. I don't know that seems to be sort of satisfying, or gives you some sort of purpose. I believe,
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I think decluttering is very therapeutic. It kind of gives you space to think. I used to have a big house and a lot of stuff, and I thought it would make me happy, but actually I find that not having to maintain stuff and transport stuff and work hard to earn the money to buy more stuff just gives me so much more time to focus on friends, family, ideas, studying, the things that I really enjoy doing. So I'm not saying it's for everybody. Everyone's got to make up their own mind on this. But
sure.
I'm just kind of presenting it as an option because I think certainly back in the phase of my life when I was a very materialistic person, I really swallowed what the advertisers told us. That, if we buy their products, then, hey, we'll all turn into supermodels and have perfect teeth and perfect children and perfect spouses and nothing will ever go wrong in our lives.
Yes.
And there sort of is that, that myth that with possessions comes happiness. So I'm just trying to invite people to question that assumption.
Now, just as we kind of wrap up, and I'm just curious, is there one piece of words of wisdom that you can relay to our viewers and also our readers at the Women's Eye?
I suppose if I was going to sum up where my mind is at the moment, I suppose I'm suggesting that for the long-term viability of humankind, we really need to move away from conspicuous consumption and towards conspicuous conservation and conspicuous well-being. I would like the new cool to be the people with the biggest smiles and the most radiant personalities rather than the people with the biggest houses and the most cars. That's where I would like to see us going.
I have a feeling if you're leading the charge, I think you're going to have lots of people following. So have you been on the ocean at all? Have you been rowing? Have you done any kind of... Okay, just taking a little time out.
I haven't even been in the gym for the last 2 months, I'm ashamed to say.
Well,
I think I deserve a little bit of a rest. I'm sure that one of these days I will be very happy to get back into a crew boat and go rowing for the sake of the camaraderie, ideally with a nice country pub at the end of it.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, but life is great, so I'm very, very happy.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Roz, and good luck with all your travels, and I really appreciate you talking with me today. Give us an update on you.
Thank you, Stacey. A real pleasure to catch up, and good luck with the house move.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.